Hello and welcome back to Automotive Tales. On today's episode, as you can see, I am sitting in a van and we're at a turning point with this van and I have a decision to make. So that decision is about what I'm going to do with this van. As you can see, it is a cavernous space. It is actually now quite clean. I cleaned it with a hose pipe the other day because that's how you clean a van. And I have a small problem. And rectifying the problem might not be incredibly expensive, but it's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse. And so I need to make a decision. And let me show you what this problem is. Okay, so you will see the ignition comes on. The glow plugs are just going to flash because the engine is already warm. And I'm going to turn the key. And absolutely nothing happens. So the ignition is still on, but nothing happens. So this happened the other day. I took the van out, and luckily I parked on a hill. Albeit facing upwards. So I dropped the van into reverse, took the handbrake off, dipped the clutch, let the van roll with the ignition on, dumped the clutch, and the thing fired straight up. So okay, the starter motor is dead. That's not uncommon on these vans. Handily enough, the starter motor is just down the front of the engine here. So you probably can't quite make it out on the video. There it's focusing on the starter motor, which is actually only about 2 years old. So chances are the starter motor is just fine, but there is a way of testing this. So you can see there's a terminal there with a red wire going on it at the back of the starter motor. Well, that is the live cable that comes straight from the alternator. So we can test that, check that's got 12 volts. And then there's a little terminal just behind that one. You can see the threaded on it. I'll put a little arrow on the video. And that is the terminal that gets a 12 volt feed from the ignition when you turn the key to start it. So in theory, if I put 12 volts from the battery onto that terminal, I should be able to find out whether the starter motor is working or not. So I have fashioned one nice long piece of wire from, this is actually speaker cable. The theory being that if I touch it on the 12 volt terminal here, and then on the terminal on the back of the starter motor just down there, as long as I get the right terminal, it should turn over. Okay, here goes. And on that middle terminal. There you go. Okay, so there we have it. Our trusty little speaker wire has started the van, which I'm just going to turn back off so you can hear me properly. That means we have a problem somewhere in the wiring. We've already done the ignition switch, which was solving a problem with the ignition cutting in and out. And I don't think that's at fault because it's a completely different set of symptoms. So somewhere, something in the wiring loom has let go. Now, I could spend some time fishing around trying to find if there's like a starter relay or there's some other wiring that's got damaged and trying to repair that. I could hand it to a garage and hand over a load of money. But let's be honest, this thing is an absolute shed. So not only is it like this inside, I do actually have seats for this and I have winter wheels for it and all sorts, but it leaks oil quite profusely onto the driveway. I tried to reseal the sump a while ago and it's obviously leaking from there again or from somewhere else. It doesn't burn oil, it's not too bad on that front, but I also have a sneaking suspicion there is a wheel bearing that's gone. So I think driver's side front wheel bearing is shot. It does get quite noisy now if you've driven it more than a couple of miles in a go. It's quiet when you first move it, but it soon gets loud. And we only use it for going down the road to the tip really and doing odds and sods around the village, but it's still not long for this world. And it's generally falling apart. So the steering wheel, steering wheel is absolutely disgusting, but this wheel cover actually does quite a good job of protecting it. It has got a reasonable stereo, not that I use it that much, because you'll notice I'm wearing my Bone phones, so I listen to music through those all the time so I don't disturb other people. But this is a nice little touchscreen radio. Technically it's a GPS sat-nav thing as well, but I don't think I've ever used it for that. And the Bluetooth, it technically is a Bluetooth radio as well, but I can never get a modern Bluetooth device to connect to it. So I just have an random CD in here that I listen to. And I was suffering with a seized hinge. This hinge here had pretty much seized solid, but you might notice there's a little hole in here. I did a bodge fix a couple of weeks ago. I drilled a hole right through into the middle of the pivot here, because I couldn't get any oil to penetrate in. And then I just put some BDX and Bulldog into there, and it started coming out either end. And then I packed it with a bit of grease to stop any water getting in, and it's actually okay now. It doesn't seem to be moving. Before, when you open and close this door, it was actually bending the frame here. It was moving all of this and flexing it backwards and forwards, which is less than ideal. I've also noticed the sills are not looking great. So we did have these rocker panels replaced, but the actual sill down there is looking a bit crusty. But I think it will go through another MOT. But on the plus side, this is a very practical vehicle. So it has a side opening door, it has the 2 rear opening doors, and it has a side opening door on that side. So you really can load it full of stuff really, really easily. And, well, it doesn't actually look too bad now. It looks relatively clean in the front. It did have mould growing on the dashboard last week, which is rather gross. But it is now cleaned up. So, you know, it is a usable, well, technically people carrier, but we call it a van. It's very good for doing tip runs. It has got a tow bar for towing my little box trailer that my dad built about 40 years ago. And so this is where I'm sort of coming a bit unstuck. Now, I was actually doing a scrap run this morning. Talk about a tale of two halves. Last week I was driving to France in a Bentley. This morning I was driving around collecting scrap metal from various people in the village that I know wanted rid of some, so we could go and do a scrap run. I've raised a grand total of £75, of which £45 of that is for other people. So yes, slightly different world, but it is useful. But while I was there, I mentioned I really need to get rid of this, and the guy at the scrapyard said, "Oh, I'll take it off your hands. I'll give you 300 quid, but not a penny more." Now, at the current price of diesel, there's probably about 50 quid's worth of diesel in it. So we're talking about 250 quid for the vehicle, which I'm almost certain he'd be taking just to weigh in. So I'm at this bit of a dilemma, because it is a functional vehicle, even though it has a few problems. It's a bit difficult to start in winter when it's cold because the glow plugs are not great. But it does always start. And as I've just proved, even though it doesn't start on the key, it will still start. So do I throw away this very practical, very useful, if utterly gross, rusty, horrible, stinky mess of a van for the sake of 300 quid and just get rid of the problem? Or do I run a cable from under the bonnet and put a push start button to get round this issue in a really kind of Heath Robinson style and just run it into the ground? Because it's MOT'd until October, and we're what we now, mid-June. So, you know, there's still some life to be had in it. Or do I just get rid of the headache? I'd be interested in your thoughts. So yeah, bleep bloop in the comments below. What would you do with Le Transit? Or sorry, Le Transit, to pronounce it properly. Would you keep it? Would you just, you know, bodge repair it? Or even go properly and actually take the wiring room apart and find out where this broken wire is? Or would you just take the 300 quid and run like hell? Let me know. Right, that's all. Bye for now. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.